Welcome back. Episode 3, Hot Rod Road Trip. Today, we're going on a road trip. It's not going to be that far, about an hour. And I'm going to meet up with about some of the crew halfway there, rest of them there. And we're going to be taking my 32 pickup. And I just gave it a quick wipe down. I'm going to put the bug screen and headlight covers on. Me and my son are heading out to this one today. So let's get the pickup ready. Let's go. All right, pickup has the headlight covers and bug screen on. We are ready to hit the road. That's a Cameo by the Model A over here. Got it all ready to go. Had to switch storage spots as the storage spot I had it in no longer have. So I'm gonna try to fit it in my sea can. I've built some ramps and whatnot to try to get it high enough to see if I can fit it in there. And the fact that I already have 2 cars in it, can we fit 3? That will be determined. So we are ready to go. We are going to be on the road shortly. So after we got to the show, there's our quick little chair setup and a few pictures of some of the vehicles at the show. I'll do a better quality pictures maybe, and more pictures in the future of shows that we go to. However, this show was quite different than most in that after the show had kind of wrapped up, the guy who puts on the show started doing burnouts and encouraged burnouts on this main street. Again, we wouldn't do this had we not been advised it was okay and encouraged to do so. So we thought, well, when in Rome, right? So a few guys partook in the burnouts, and we'll show those coming up. Here's a few of the door prizes that we got. And then the guy who puts on the show, he started things off with some massive burnouts, and then we carried on and did a few ourselves.
Here we go, guys. Don't down. We got a towing service ready to rock.
All right, we're back in the shop. What we're working on today is Brian's 40, and we got a laundry list of things to get done on it. The first of which is the oil pan. As you can see, the pan got a little bit crushed. Low car things, right? It happens. So we're going to try to rebuild the bottom of the pan. Get that plug out first and rebuild the bottom with a heavier plate so it can take a hit and stand up a little better. I think I'll get rid of the plug, relocate it, put a new style plug, something in the back here, and plate the bottom of this. So that's the plan. Let's get at her. Okay, plugs out. You can see somebody put one of those ones that cuts their own threads kind of thing, or cleans them out, I guess. But this plug is bitched. You can see right there. Whoo-wee. Now, the bad thing is the plug came out and no oil. So he said that it left about 1 liter as it was sitting. So I'm thinking a lot of it drained out. Well, let's hope that the engine's okay. Okay, we're back after a quick parts run. I went and grabbed a filter. I like to use a Wix filter. This thing was a real bear to get the filter out of. It's a short, stubby one, and I understand why it was put on there when they built it, because it was like you had to pretty much hold your mouth right and at the right angle to slide it out. I almost thought a person might have to undo one of the engine mounts and lift it up the one side just to get the filter out, but as luck would have it, it was just squeezed out. Problem being, though, is that it's a AC Delco filter, and I went and got a Wix replacement for it. I like to use a Wix filter when I can. Get home, compare it. The Wix filter is about yay much too tall. Same part number, supposedly direct change up, too tall. With that extra height, there's no chance it's going to actually fit, as this one just barely was able to squeeze out. So, wasted trip. I'm going to have to try and find somebody who stocks this AC Delco filter and put the exact one that it had on it. So, that's a future problem. As of right now, I'm going to work on starting to build the new bottom of the oil pan. I've got it laid out right there. Rough idea. Essentially just making like a new box. The front of the box will have a bit of an angle on it to match up with the pan. I'm going to use some like 14 gauge, make it nice and heavy so it can take a hit if need be. We'll see what happens here. The bending into the box kind of formation I think is going to prove to be possibly interesting. Might have to cut some pieces off and weld them on to make the box. We'll see. Got a new drain bung as well, as the bung will be not, the one that's in there is absolutely toast. So I'm going to put a new bung on it, put it in the back side of the pan. Wouldn't really matter back or side, but I don't want it coming off at any kind of a downward or angle or anything. I want it up and flat so that if the pan does rub on something, it's not going to damage or anything to the drain. So yeah, that's where we're at. Gonna cut this out and go from there. These damn bugs. Ah! These things are everywhere right now. Okay, that's all cut out. There's the part, and it's ready to be bent. So I'm going to make a quick trip because I don't have a bender here. A lot of the time for smaller stuff, I've got a small one. This is a little bit bigger, so I'm going to have to make a quick trip, do a few bends on this, and then I'll be back when it's bent up. Okay, slight change of plans. Decided that running over there for a few small bends wasn't really worth the time wait. Something hanging out of my hat here. And so I'm just using the old bench bender, aka the vise. Perfect. So basic design is taken care of. There it is. Just nothing elaborate, just pretty much a basic box. It's going to go on the bottom of the pan. I'm going to put the drain plug in the back of the pan right around there. And yeah, I'll do that before I burn it onto the pan and then check for leaks. Okay, so with fitment complete, we're gonna cut the bottom of the pan off. I slid my new bottom on, and I don't know if you can see it, put some white dots to mark where the approximate is that it goes. So we're gonna cut a little bit below that, leave us some meat to weld it on, and we'll zip it off and then clean it. Might actually be smarter to clean it off first, keep some more debris and shit out of the pan. So I'll give her a quick grinding on the outside, make it ready for weld, and then we'll cut the bottom of the pan off. Okay, as you can see, bottom of the pan's knocked off. I'm going to use a whole can of brake clean to spray throughout. Make sure that, try to get all the debris out of there. Yeah, that's about it. Came off decent. I was concerned that the old pan was smashed up and blocking off the sump, which it was really restricting it. It was really smashed into it. So that's it. Gonna clean it up now. Okay, so we've bored a hole in here, ground our lug nut down a bit to fit, and this will be our drain plug. So now that it's in there, whoops, and now that it's out, I will grab it, we'll put it back in, and we're gonna burn this thing in there. All right, well, looks pretty good. Have a look on the inside, see if we can do anything with that, as if a person can burn it on from both sides. Why not? One less area to leak, right? So I'll get that burnt on, and we'll take it from there. Snack break. Okay, quick test fit of the bung. It's right at the bottom, should do the job. Fits in all the way, comes out. Nothing wrong with the threads. Love it. So next, we'll get this thing on, and then we gotta melt it together. So, that's what's up. Okay, so new sump is built, and it is sitting in place. I've checked through here, through the drain, to make sure that the sump is clear, the pickup tube, and it is. We got room. So all that's left now is bring the welder over and start burning it together. Well, it's all welded up. Will it leak? Probably. We'll deal with that after it cools down and we can put oil in and see what happens. Okay, so we're back. pan is all welded. So it was a debacle to get the oil filter. The factory, not factory, but the one that was on this car was a AC Delco PF13, and apparently the change-up one is taller, and it's about ½ an inch taller, and that little bit of extra height makes it so it won't fit. So went down to the parts store, spent some time there, and finally was able to get a filter that was the same depth, which is the main thing that was the problem with the other one. It's a little bit narrower around. Supposedly the O-ring and the thread are the same. So here's hoping. We'll put some oil in it now, now that it's all welded up, bungs in, and we'll see if it leaks or not. I blasted some air in through the drain when it was still, you know, the drain plug wasn't in yet. So blasted air in, ran my hand around trying to feel for any air. So any major leaks should be taken care of, but we'll have to see now if there's any little seepers and whatnot. So I'm gonna throw in a couple of liters of oil, make sure it's not A, pouring out the filter, and B, not coming through the pan. So that's where we're at. Okay, oil is in. It's not pouring out the bottom. That's good. I don't see anything yet as far as coming through any pinholes or anything. So I guess next thing we're gonna do is we'll fire this guy up, and it was run on 0 oil pressure and 0 oil, not long and idle, but still could have caused damage. So fingers crossed. Got fresh oil, fresh filter, rebuilt pan. Let's see. Let's hope that this 5.0 could take a little bit of abuse. Okay, a moment of truth. Got oil pressure. All right. Sounds okay. Doesn't sound to be making any horrible ruckus. We'll let it get some heat in it. See what happens, but we're looking good so far. Okay, so let it run for about ½ an hour, got the oil pressure or the water temp up, and gave it some revs. No leaks whatsoever. Oil pressure stayed solid. We're gonna call this oil pan job fixed. Now, we've got lots more to do on this car, so that'll be tomorrow. So we'll see you first thing in the AM. Okay, we're back on the 40 this morning. Had a little bit of a seep come out that oil pan overnight, so located that and welded it up, dropped the oil before. Gonna refilter the oil, look at it. Looks good though. Don't see any particles or debris or bearing material or anything like that, so that's good. So going to filter the oil and put it back in, and then carry on with the rest of the repairs and watch for leaks. Okay, so next thing on the list here is under the hood. We've got a cable that is used as an emergency pull for the doors, as the doors have no door handles, but the emergency release isn't working. So we're gonna pull the door panel apart and see what we're dealing with here. Let's get at it. Well, first thing I notice is there's nothing holding this plastic in here, so interesting. We'll we will fix that. Okay, so door panel's off. This is the emergency cable here that's not working. You can see it runs around the solenoid here. It's got lots of slop in it. So I can see why it's not doing anything. Also though, I see that like if this was tight and you try to pull it, it won't pull because it gets jacked on the solenoid here. So I don't know why somebody has this running around the solenoid and not just from the latch down to this cable here. I don't know if putting it up on an angle creates a bind here or what, but we're going to try to reroute this and make it so it's not so loose. This is odd. Okay, so after some further investigation here, I found there's this little nut on a bolt kind of here, and I believe the idea is that the cable goes around it and back. So I've routed the cable like that, and that seems to be doing the job. This is still a little loose, so we're going to tighten it up and then give it a try. Okay, so cable rerouted around there and slack taken out of this, tightened up this cable here, so everything's nice and tight. I'm going to close the door and give it a shot. Okay, moment of truth. Oh, beautiful. Works like a charm. Time to reassemble this one. All right, what's behind door 2? Well, the question is a non-working door. So, as you can see, shaved handles, and we got this handy-dandy little remote here. Problem is, when you go to open the driver's door, that's all it does. She makes a sproing and nothing. Now, I know sometimes if you just push on the door on certain applications, then hit the button, it'll pop. This one, no dice. I've tried all kinds of things, and you can hear now it's different. So after it's sprung once, something is binding, and it's like the solenoid's not pulling fully. Possibly the cable is not tight enough. Well, we're gonna pull this door apart and have a look, see what's up. Okay, so I found the problem. Got the door panel off here. Here's the solenoid, and the problem is right there in that it is not attached to anything. The weld they had has broken. So, I'm gonna clean this all up, grind this down, put her back on where it's supposed to be, burn it on there with some good heat and penetration, make it so it won't come off. Let's get at it.
Process of all time, which is truly and up against a lot.
Okay, so solenoid plate welded back in. Moment of truth, does it work? Oh, I love it. Give it another shot, make sure. Oh yeah, beautiful. Okay, time to put both door panels back in, interior back together. Moving on to the next job. Okay, door panel 1, door panel 2, all back in place. What's next? Well, how about a sun visor? Should be simple enough, right? Issue is, there was never one installed in this car, so we have to find where the mount is, punch a hole through it so that we can fit this back piece through, and then find the mounting screws. Well, mounting screw holes, I guess. We'll figure that as we have a few screws here to use. So let's find that hole. Okay, so I was able to get 2 of the screws, find the home for them, and punched a couple holes, made a little slit for the backing to go through, screwed these 2 in so that I could locate the 3rd one, and so yeah, that's another job done. Visor looks good, works as it should, stays up like it should, perfect. Screws I used on the first time just to find the holes and whatnot were a touch small. They were, I don't know, 12 maybe. And so I upped these to a size 10, and these ones tighten up nice. It's very firm, doesn't move around. So visor install is complete. On to the next part. Okay, so next thing that was done, nothing exciting, just greased the front end. There was a missing zerk on the top of this one. Threw that in there and greased it, and then move on. This is the next part here, which is, he says, loose steering. Well, feeling around here, and I can see that this is quite wobbly, but I can also see when I move the U-joint here, it moves a little independently of the shaft. So there's definitely something loose in there. Going to investigate that next. Okay, so we have changed out that strange bolt situation there, double nutted and Loctited, and with the new one in there, it seems a lot tighter. Doesn't seem to have as much movement as before. Okay, we are all finished up on Brian's 40. Everything on the list plus more, all done. Needed a little bit of interior work. It had a red bulb for whatever reason in the oil pressure gauge. Fixed that up, put a nice clear one in, so now all match. The signal lights weren't working in the dash, fixed those. What else? And then today, the biggest job, it was a real bear, was doing the exhaust gasket on the collector on the driver's side. But it's all done, fired it up, sounds good. Gonna take it for a quick test drive, make sure everything's working, and we'll wrap this one up. What a nice driving car. Rides really well. Decent amount of power of the 5-liter. I would definitely own this unit. Would recommend. Well, it's gonna wrap this up for this time. This car is working great, and as you can see, the next one has rolled in, ready to go, and you'll see that on the next episode of Hot Rod Road Trip.